Hey y'all, it is Sonoma NHRA. I am at the Golden Gate Bridge. I have came a long ways. Look at all that fog coming across there. But I can see it. It's beautiful. Take you along. Got Tracy. Alcatraz is out there somewhere. We are headed to the racetrack. Friday, first run. New look. Looks good. Denso sponsored. We're going to go up here. It's about 80 degrees. It feels fantastic, but I don't know what the track temperature is. It's probably pretty hot. The sun is out as bright as it can be. We'll get after it, see how it goes.
Back on track next week in Norwalk, Ohio. Torrance goes, the number one spot.
I said, on my last one, I said, I'm going to get under the car with Austin next time.
Come on in.
Do a special video. Under the car with Austin.
So y'all thought I was lying when I said I was getting under the car with Austin because he never can get seen. So here we are under the car
guys?
together with Austin.
Dirty job down here.
It's dirty. Y'all ain't gonna be able to see nothing anyway. That's why I ain't never under here with him.
Alright, watch it.
I'm watching my head, y'all. Now we can see at least see you. Austin, tell us what you're doing.
Just torquing up these rods. Gonna double check the mains are tight, all that, you know. Just double checking right now. In between runs, I take all these caps off, push all the rods and pistons out. I take all these main caps down, service all those, new bearings, and pull these side mains out to get to those. I mean,
Do you do that every time?
every time, yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I at least always check 3 and 5. So most of the time, though, I'll try to go through 2 through 5. But yeah,
Appreciate that.
that's what we're doing.
All right, I told y'all I was gonna get under there with Austin. Now, I can't show you a whole lot under there, but I'll try to get a little bit more view. There you go. That's what Austin, bottom end man's doing. Y'all, I'm here with Clay, Jesse, driver, car chief, just in case you didn't know, even though you should know if you're here. But I had a suggestion to talk about the wing, so I'm going to just turn it over to these guys because they're going to tell you what the front wing and the back wing does. So hold on, I'm going to flip the camera around. It is going.
All right, wing question. So a lot of questions at the front downforce of the wing. Creates so much downforce, about 3,000 pounds on the front, about 10,000 in the rear wing too.
At 300, right?
At 300 miles an hour. Same with the headers too. Believe it or not, they will create downforce too. That's about 1,500 pounds too.
Do y'all, or do you do any kind of adjustments like during, are there any adjustments during the, like in between runs to change anything?
Front wing, not so much.
Okay.
When it's set, we pretty much never change it. That has to do with Clay's, driving abilities if he wants more or less. Rear wing we do, and I'll show you back here.
Okay, good.
So if you want
Hold on now, because you know this thing's loud over here.
If you want more or less, these are prime joints, and we have an angle finder that we do off the chassis. So if you want 0 degrees, plus half, minus half, 1 degrees, we can change it like that, and that's changing the whole wing. We can also, you can't really see, we can change just the element.
Oh, okay.
Allow more or less downforce too.
Wow. Okay. So to wrap that up, because that's a lot of math and a lot of thinking that's way beyond me.
Well, for me, I just let them do whatever. The only time I'll get involved is if the car is carrying the front end like way down the racetrack. I'll tell Jimmo and Jesse, and at that point they'll raise the front wing up ever so slightly. We're talking tenths of a degree can make a difference, because the front wing starts working basically at 150 miles an hour, and we're doing that in less than 2 seconds. So rear wing wise, I have 0 to do with that. That's all Jesse, Jimmo, Nikki, they make that decision. And I think a lot of that is done on the density, altitude, what the oxygen is doing, and we'll change that according to where we're located and what part of the country we're in.
Okay.
Also, if we're trunking a lot of tires where it's spitting the centers out of it, we'll take wing out of it to allow less downforce on it, more downforce and trunk tires. So let's say if we're trunking a lot of tires, 1 or 2 runs, we'll take wing out of it.
Well, I appreciate that. You got something else?
There is an NHRA limit to what we can do with the biggest part of the wing is called the main element. We can only move that, I don't even remember, but it's very little.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe max in Denver, Colorado, there is no limit because
Of the air.
Of the air there. I believe it's 3 degrees is our max. But
Okay.
Denver, there's
Which we don't have to worry about that no more, unfortunately.
So when you come back and say it was doing the Milliken sachet, do y'all think about changing anything on that wing?
Not really, that's
Okay.
just me. Most of the
Alright,
time.
Look
okay.
at the scoreboard. Look at that.
Yeah, looking at the wind light. We actually have a sensor on the front wheel, and it will tell you immediately
If
if the
it's-
front tire's on the ground or not. So I know it, but they can check it and see at what point of the run it's carrying the front end. Unless you have a bumpy racetrack, then it's going to do it no matter what you do.
Okay. All right. Well,
There you go.
I appreciate y'all.
There comes the taste.
Hey y'all, look who I have. Bruce Reed in the house. Reed Racing, they are done with their season. Bruce?
Yes.
How did y'all season go?
It was crap.
That's what he told me earlier. I asked him, and that's his exact words. But then I said, where did y'all finish?
Well, we finished 4th.
That ain't crap.
Well, it is when there's only 6
I mean,
cars.
I understand. Well, I get it. But
Yes.
tell me what, like, y'all came out swinging hard.
Yeah, we came out swinging hard. We did okay in Adelaide, and then we went to Australia Day and we had some troubles, and then we went to Perth and regrouped and we won. And then we went to Adelaide and we were on it, and we ran a personal best, we ran 378.
Nice.
And we didn't win that race. We should have, but we didn't. We had a problem with a mag drive where we shared the oil pump drive. Then we went to Sydney, and the crew chief lost his head, and then we went to Willowbank, and we were good in qualifying. Then we had our air regulator fail, and it shelled the rods out in E1, and it kind of went to crap from there.
Well,
so,
isn't that what they say? It's racing.
yes, it is. Yes.
Well, we sure are glad to see you over here.
Very happy
We
to be
miss
over
Kim,
here.
and I hate that I miss Phil, because Phil was here.
Yes, Phil's here.
I flew the furthest that I've flown to get out on this side of the country,
Yes.
and I don't know that I'll be able to fly to Australia. I just don't know if I can do that flight, but
Well,
I want to come to your house.
Well, you can. You're always welcome. You know that. And Kim's at home gardening right now, so the gardens will be looking fantastic when you get there. And
Well,
it'll,
I'm gonna pull up in the driveway one day and just blow the horn.
okay, that'll be great.
Y'all are
Although
going.
I don't think that secret will stay though.
Well, that's true. If I'm headed your way, you're gonna know it.
Yes,
But
please.
man, I want to come, and I want to see all of y'all's tracks. What we kept up with you online, and
Well, I put a deal to Clay that he and I should go on the road and do something like Summit presents the drag strips of Australia, and Clay and I would go
that would
on
be
a
amazing.
on a expedition.
Like
But-
on a little tour, like a
Yes, but the problem is Australia is the same size landmass as the United States. It's just that there's a whole lot of nothing in the middle.
yeah.
And believe it or not, there is a drag strip in the middle, and there's a lot of drag strips in between. Hell, there's drag strips in Australia that I haven't been to. So,
Man,
but,
the ones I've seen have looked.
yeah, the major
really
ones, Sydney, Willowbank, Perth Motorplex, and the Bend in Adelaide. They're awesome tracks. And then, but some of the little tracks are great as well. South Coast Raceway in Victoria, and Benarabi in Queensland, and there's a new drag strip being built in Townsville in northern Queensland. And there's also, oh gosh, I've forgotten one now, and they're gonna kill me. I can't think of the name of it. There's quite a few 8th mile tracks as well that are really good as well. Warwick Raceway is one, and but there's plenty around, and there's one or two abandoned ones as well.
Yeah.
So,
Well, we have plenty of those here too.
yeah. So,
Well, I just wanted to check in on y'all season,
Uh-huh.
because everybody asked about
Oh, good.
y'all.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
big fans, and
Yep,
we
yep.
love that you're here.
Yep.
We'll just-
Well, this is a quick trip this time, only 2 weeks, not
I
half a year
know
this
that
time.
is
so.
a quick trip,
But,
but
yeah.
anyway,
It's always
thank
good to
you
catch up.
for catching up with us.
I only came over to see everybody. The racing
Wow.
was secondary.
That's right.
Yes,
All right. Well,
that's
we
right.
love you. Mwah. All right, y'all. We're back up here in the lanes for Q2 Friday night. Earlier it was sunny, and that y'all are seeing in the back. Oh my Lord! Look at all this rubber that's on my face. So apologize for looking that way, but that right there is not mountains. They said it was a marine layer. I've never heard of it. You know, I'm from Tennessee. I don't know about that kind of stuff. Coming across the ocean, it still got really cold. So we're gonna see how these numbers go. All right, y'all. I caught a ride in the tow vehicle because I was just showing y'all the marine. What was it, Clay?
The marine layer.
The marine layer, which I told them I've never
I
heard of that.
could be incorrect on that, but that's what I'm calling it.
Well, it's coming off the ocean.
Yeah.
And
That is
it's-
west.
It looks like mountains in the video, but it's not. It's like this big black cloud of wetness.
There is mountains too, by the way.
There is. But I made sure to tell them that ain't mountains. Anyway, so while we're on the weather thing, the weather obviously has changed pretty drastically from when we ran the first time. Sun was bright as it could be. I mean, it wasn't like real hot. What do you think the track temperature was the first time we
I don't know
ran?
about track
Temperature,
but when
but-
we ran, it was 69 degrees when the car went down the racetrack.
What is it now?
Well, 15 minutes ago, it was 57.
And so we're talking about,
So it dropped 12 degrees since we run last.
and what do y'all pay attention to the most? Like we were talking about the density, altitude. You said y'all don't really pay attention to that.
I mean, they look at it.
yeah, but
Water grains and barometric pressure, really, because you know when the barometric pressure's low, you're slow. That's how I remember that. Low is slow. When the barometric pressure's up, it's fast. So water grains, temperature, track temp, obviously, but weather-wise, like I say, water grains are huge. Just temperature, barometric pressure, and then pressure altitude, basically.
So what's the barometric pressure when it's like? Give us an example. Like what is it right now?
29.9 is standard.
Okay.
So if you get to 30,
It's fast. Okay. And what is it right now? I thought you said it was about 20.
15 minutes ago it was 29.7.
Okay, so it's getting on up there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, while we were on weather, I was like, let's just go with all that information.